Okay, so we're heading off for another day. We've just done a night at Sipalai, stayed in a nice little resort near the beach. Now we're going to head off around the coast and up towards Kanlaon. We've got to go get some gas first, bit of water. So we've got a couple of 100 kilometers to do today. We've had alerts that Kanlaon Volcano is active. I've had 3 alerts this morning, but I've checked with the accommodation and they say it's okay, so hopefully it's fine. Yeah, go ahead. Full tank, please. This one and that one, yeah? Wait sir. Dili overfill her. And Coastal Road. Dera. Ya, sige, salamat. Selamat. Okay, full tank of gas, let's go. Does anyone know, any of my subscribers watching from Negros or the Philippines, do you know how much one of those trucks is worth when they're loaded up with sugarcane like that? So I think we're into the province of Kabankalan now. I've never been to it before. I've heard some reports on it, that, you know, quite recently they've had some issues here with rebels, but I think that's pretty much up in the mountains, really high up. And I mean, the same can be said for quite a few places, so I'm sure it's just a lovely, sleepy little province. I don't know what the city's like. We are trying to make good time to get up to Kanlaon today. I want to be there before it's dark because it is kicking out smoke and ash apparently, so we want to get up there to see that. So dual sport riding, we're clocking up some what you'd kind of call A road miles in the UK. It's not a highway, but it's the main road. Wow, look at that place. That looks like a mosque. But it looks like a mosque, but it's a church. It's got crucifixes on it, but that's pretty impressive. I think back in the day, when the Spanish came over, conquered, whatever you want to say, I think they started the sugar plantations, and then the Ilongos and the Negronese, some of the sort of the top families were allowed to run the sugar plantations. I think that's how it all started. And obviously they were very rich back in the day, probably still are now, but they were very rich and they could build churches like that. Well, this is Kabankalan City Hall. So we're into Kabankalan now. I can see eagles flying over in the distance over there. 2 or 3 of them. So I'm not 100% sure, but I'm guessing this is the city. Someone's got a little 2-stroke down there. Love the sound of that. Oh, this is a crazy road. Kabankalan's quite a decent sized place. Look at that church again. Iglesias ni Cristo. Iglesia, not Iglesias. That's Enrique Iglesias, isn't it? And now we're entering Himalayan city. That's quick. This is the public market. I can tell that because it says Himalayan City Public Market. I'm a bloody brilliant tour guide, aren't I? So we've done nearly 100 kilometers now today, and we need to stop for some food somewhere. But we've done a fair chunk of the travelling for today up to Kanlaon, and in a little while we're going to be heading up back into the mountains, get off these coastal roads. The heat is scorching down here, so I'm looking forward to getting back up in the mountains and cooling off a little bit. So we're in our little place called Binalbagan, and we got to take a turning off from Bacolod. Is straight on, but we don't want that route. We're heading up to a little place called Isabella, which is also the name of my youngest daughter. Just gonna make sure I'm on the right road. So we're resorting to double checking on the phone and basically guessing at the moment. Perfect, we're on the right route. So, keep going on this, head towards the hills, and that's then going to be the start of our drive towards Kanlaon. Just truck after truck after truck after truck after truck, just forever. Oh my god, look at all this sugarcane on all these trucks. Wow. This is unbelievable. I mean, I've seen a lot already, but that is just shed loads. That looks like it might be our first glimpse of Kanlaon over there. That is huge, and it's going straight up into the clouds. That does look impressive. Go! Yeah. What an immature prat I am. Very difficult to navigate around Filipino cities and towns because there is basically no signposting. Occasionally you get it, but not very often. Dead easy if you got GPS that's working, but my sat nav was no use. I couldn't bloody charge it yesterday. I can't charge it overnight, even from a socket, so we're having to do all this navigation today without looking, and we just check the phone every now and again. Kids in the river playing. There's a guy drying some corn or something at the side of the road. It feels so different here compared to Cebu Island. It feels so much more open, it feels so much bigger. The roads are so much wider and straighter, and it's so much less populated as well. So we're getting much closer to Kanlaon now. It's pretty imposing. Kanlaon is over 8,000 feet tall. Hoping those clouds are going to clear and we might see the top, and I don't know if there's smoke coming out of it today or not. We got warnings this morning saying there was, so maybe there is. I stopped to give my legs a rest, my arse, but also I feel like this road's going the wrong way. I feel like we should be going that way, so I'm going to check the road. Yeah, it is. I thought it was. We should have taken a right somewhere up here. Yeah, because if we go this way, we can't go in here. Look, if we go up here and then we say, okay, we'll cut back on this road, look where it takes us. Into Kanlaon National Park with the volcano erupting. So we gotta just go back and find that turning. So we missed our turn, so we got to backtrack maybe 10 kilometers. I was just looking at Kanlaon volcano saying we're going the wrong side of it, so we picked up the wrong road on the way out. There it is, the big fiery monster. Hopefully it's a gentle giant while we sleep there tonight. We're starting to climb up now towards Kanlaon city, and I tell you what a relief. I can start to feel a bit of cool air. It's probably dropped by a couple of degrees, the temperature. I'm gonna stop at this place and eat because I'm starving, and what a view. Hey, afternoon. Oh, very romantic. Look. Okay, so we've eaten, refueled, well, refueled us, not the bikes. And just as we started, a bit of rain coming down, but nothing too heavy at the moment. Okay, so we're here, so we're going to have to go back on this road. We're trying to get to the city. Can we go up this road here?
Yes, sir.
Moises Padilla.
Yes.
And then if we get back on the road here, is that okay?
Yes, sir. You're gonna go there.
Yeah.
And you're gonna turn right. So,
yeah. What I didn't want to do is to go up on this road and find that this is within the exclusion zone, but it's not, so it's just this bit.
Yes.
Ah, okay.
So from here, going there, it is the exclusive zone, danger zone.
Yeah, this bit. Yes. Okay, but if we go around and we join the road here, it's okay. Okay, salamat kayo. Thank you. Thank you. Watch out, boy. We got to go back loads. We got to backtrack quite a long way back to near to Castilla. Let's go. So we got to backtrack quite a few kilometers because this little bit of road is in the exclusion zone. So they put a 6-kilometer exclusion zone around the volcano because they're saying it's dangerous. That's kind of put a spanner in the works for me because I was hoping to arrive at Cod rice terraces for sunset. So we'll have to see what happens now, but when you come on these trips, nothing goes to plan, or at least there's always a few things that don't go to plan. So what can we do? I think this is adding about at least an hour to our trip, all this wasted time, maybe an hour and a half, but it's beautiful here anyway. If we get to see the rice terraces at sunset, great. If we don't, oh well. On this trip, the plan was to use my TomTom 550 sat-nav, and I can safely say that I would never use it again on a trip here. We're backtracking to La Castellana, which is actually quite a nice little place. It's a decent size, but it's got quite a few little restaurants and stuff. It's quite a busy place, stuff going on. So we're heading back towards Isabella, but in about 5 kilometers we've got to turn off. So we found the first little turning. Oh wow. See the top of Kanlaon now. At least we get a view of Kanlaon. Damn it. Earlier I saw a tractor and I thought it was a Massey Ferguson, which is made in Coventry, which is where my mum was born, and she worked in the factory. And I just had the GoPro off and an actual Massey Ferguson came past. So the one that I stopped for wasn't, but one that came past was actually a Massey Ferguson all the way from Coventry. So I'm going to leave that in the video, Mum, just for you. Unfortunately it was coming the other way, so I couldn't get it on camera quick enough. It was a red old Massey Ferguson tractor. Look at Kanlaon up there. Bloody massive volcano towering over everyone, dominating the entire area. He's an impressive beast, that's for sure. We're winding our way right up to Kanlaon city now, and the roads up here are beautiful. Wow, look at all those rice terraces. They are stunning. I think we've arrived. This Kanlaon looks tiny. So we're going to wind our way back down to Gihulan and the boat and head back over to Cebu now. Wow, that is a spectacular view down from the mountains down through to the valley. Oh, getting the first glimpses of the sea again. We're down by the coast. That's the great thing about here. It doesn't matter whether you're up in the mountains or down at the coast. You've got beautiful views. And it's literally, it goes from coastline to mountains. There's not much sort of in between. So we've made it to Gihulan. Or Gihulan, I don't know how to say it. Gihulan. Gihulan. I don't know how to say it. Anyway, we've made it to the town and we just got to get to the port now, and then we're going to get the boat back to Dumanhog in Cebu. So we completely missed the port. Don't know how I did that. Lack of signposting, or maybe there was a truck in the way blocking the sign, but we've got to go back 3 kilometers to get to the port. We've still got time though. We are basically now having a mad rush trying to find this bloody port. We've got another 3 kilometers to go back on ourselves. So when they say to Gihulan, it's not there at all. We got 9 minutes till the boat leaves. The boat is in the port, it's around there, but we got to get around there. We've got 7 minutes.